You're watching Tommy Talk with Molly Smith on Tommy TV.
Hello, Tornado Nation. This is Molly Smith, and I'm here with Vice Principal Johnson and Principal Hutchison, and we're going to talk about some of the new changes coming to Taylorville High School. So thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you.
And will you tell us some of the changes from the recent school board, some of the curriculum changes?
Sure. On Monday night, the Board of Education agreed to some changes here at Taylorville High School. First and foremost, currently Taylorville High School has a 1 credit per class per semester policy. That has been going on at Taylorville High School for a number of years. We wanted to change that, kind of equate what other schools are doing. So we're going to be giving half a credit per class per semester. So that'll bring us up to what other schools are doing. Additionally, when you do that, if you go to half credits, currently it takes 40 credits to graduate from Taylorville High School. So we're going to reduce that number, obviously. By half would be 20, but we wanted to continue to challenge our students. So we're going to raise that number of credits that you would need to graduate to 24 credits to graduate. That is very equivalent to what other schools in the surrounding area are doing.
So does that affect how many classes a student takes?
No. You'll still have your 7-class schedule.
Okay.
You'll still have the potential to earn 28 credits. So 24 will be the credit count. We're not really changing requirements like you have to take 4 years of English, you have to take 3 years of math. Those requirements really aren't changing. Those are going to stay the same. We're just going to require that you pass those elective classes and equal 24 credits for your career.
That being said, we'll have students that'll start with the class of 2024. So students that will be seniors, juniors, and sophomores next year, we have prorated their credit accumulation to reflect that. And we've got a formula figured out to meet the needs of all those students as well.
What are some other recent changes?
One of the other things that we wanted to do at Taylorville High School, again, kind of changing some things that we've done for a number of years, but we're going to try to modify things. Taylorville High School uses a 5-point scale right now, where other schools in the area and colleges also utilize a 4-point scale. So we're going to go to a 4-point scale, and we'll have to make the necessary adjustments that go with that. So, and that'll go along with students that get scholarships. We always have to take whatever the GPA is and do a conversion to get it to the 4-point scale. We won't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, I know all of the seniors on every college application you have, they ask on a 4-point scale, so you have to make those guesses. So I think that's definitely a good change.
We're making that change.
Well, and even though we're changing to 4.0, it won't change weighted grades. It won't change weighted classes. So if you take a more challenging class, that's going to weight more. So that will, count for more on your GPA level.
And like Mr. Johnson said, we do have weighted classes, what we call a level system. So we will still have, instead of a 5-level system, because it's 5-point grading scale, we'll have 4. So that smooth transition to that. So
Makes sense.
Other things we're going to do, we're eliminating per ISB rule this year. We cannot put a class rank on transcripts. That is something new with the state board. So we'll eliminate that. Now we will still do class rank for our purposes, just so that for scholarships and that kind of thing that people may need to know, and for best of class and all of those type of things. So we'll have that information, but that is something new as well. Other things that we're going to do, look at my notes here. For graduation, when we change to a 4-point scale, as you know, we have honor students. And we have a policy for that currently as far as how they're acknowledged on the rank where they are. When you go to a 4-point scale, that all has to change because it's not on a 5-point scale. What we have decided to do, the board has agreed with this, that any student that receives a 3.75 or higher will be considered an honor student. So we think that is good.
In the past, we've done top 15%, but when you start calculating the difference between the 15th percentile and the 16th percentile, it's very minimal. And so we want to reward the work of all of our students who clearly come and achieve in class. So I think a flat rate on a 3.75, on a 4.0 scale recognizes all of those kids. And it doesn't it still allows the weighted classes to count quite a bit, but it also rewards the work of those kids who aren't necessarily in the very top weighted class, who are still doing very well, earning A's and B's in their classes.
And that would be after 8 semesters. So after they've completed all their academics, that's when that will be calculated.
Okay, so how this balanced out? So instead, one year there might be, say, 20 kids that make it. The next year it might be 30. So it's instead of cutting off at the 15%, it's just whoever's past that certain.
That is correct. That is correct. It makes it a little bit more smooth transition.
Okay.
Now, students that receive honors, we'll still designate them in the graduation program. They'll be noted. Those students will still wear cords for that. One thing that we're doing differently this year is that graduation. Obviously, that's a big topic right now. We are still going to recognize students that graduate with honors, whether it's high honors or honors for this year. The difference is last year we walked in single file. That was a change from what we've done in years past. If you remember, we used to walk in 2 by 2. We thought it was better for us to go in a single file. The other thing that we're going to do, we've had a front row that has been our honors students, and we're going to change that a little bit. We're still going to recognize those students. They're still going to be recognized as honor students by having, again, wearing cords, but we're going to seat students alphabetically throughout the class. So from A to Z, they'll be sitting in their spot. Now, what I'm going to do is, as I always do every year, I recognize those honor students by having them stand so that their parents and the community can recognize them for their academic achievement. Something new that we're adding this year, we don't have a valedictorian or salutatorian here at Taylorville High School, but this year we're going to recognize the highest GPA in the class, and they will be specially mentioned in the program, and also I will recognize them at graduation. I will have them stand, whoever that student may be. They will have a special, again, cords and a special medallion that they'll wear. And I will announce that student and their GPA, and then every student after that, I will announce that student so that they can stand and be recognized for their academic accomplishments. The only change that I know is that there's not going to be a front row seating. As we were working through this and trying to make a smooth transition into next year, it just made perfect sense. We looked at lots of different schools, looked at the way they did their graduation. Nobody has a front row besides Taylorville High School. We decided let's do that smooth transition. We wanted people to know early in advance of what we're doing. They're still going to be recognized. The other thing that we do with our top students, obviously, senior night, senior awards night, which happens just prior to graduation. That's a perfect opportunity to recognize those students for all their accomplishments and the scholarships that they receive as well.
Yeah, this definitely is a big change, and I know the biggest question, especially among the seniors, is, you already explained a little bit, but why the change and why now?
It was just, we felt that this was a perfect transition into doing what we want to do. When we brought up the idea of recognizing the top GPA, kind of got the ball rolling for us, because we're going to ask that person to stand and recognize them individually, stating what their GPA is. And then also just recognizing our honor students, which we have always done. But then when we just continued discussing this, we wanted to keep it seamless, do an alphabetical, have everybody walk in. Other schools, colleges do the same thing. You may be an honor student, but you are mixed in with everybody else. To put it simply, the class of 2020 is one class. We want everybody to celebrate, and we are proud of each and every student. Obviously, we're proud of our honor students, but we're proud of the entire class, and we want them to all be one class and celebrate their accomplishments.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what else is changing this year?
The other thing for next year, we're looking at early graduation. Now, when we looked at the credit situation, we had a lot of students that earned all of the credits, the number of credits that they would need to graduate. There were still be some state requirements that they would need to graduate. But we have students that want to start their careers early. They want to join the military. We have medical issues that students may have to, we're going to give them an opportunity to graduate early. students that want to start their education, they want to go off to a college and start the spring semester. We want to be able to give them that opportunity. So we're working on a plan. It's in progress. But those students that wanted to graduate early, one semester early, so this would be at the conclusion of the first semester of their senior year, they would come to the board or come to administration and say, hey, I'd like to graduate, see about graduating early. And then
That would definitely have to be done within their junior year.
That's
second
correct.
So a
semester.
student would have
junior
to
year.
approach
Because
the
we want to
junior
make
year.
we want to make sure that they meet all those requirements, i.e., you have to have 4 years of English. We would have to make sure we double up that first semester, so you have 2 years of English. Make sure we get your social science requirements. You know, right now we have modern history, but just other things to ensure that all of our ducks are in a row before we allow somebody to leave. Because we would hate to say that they're going to graduate and then all of a sudden we've missed a class and they have to come back for one class. We don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's as far as the curricular changes. We have some additions that Mr. Johnson will go over.
We have, we are going to remove some classes that maybe aren't necessarily in much use right now. We're going to get rid of financial algebra. We're going to take away independent science research. That was really just a one-year class that was used for the STEM lab that's not even in session right now. One of the bigger ones is that Chemistry 2 is going to be taken away. That is a dual credit class. It's just not something we'll be able to offer in the future, so that's something that's going to have to go away. We are adding lots of opportunities for students, lots of new electives. In our ag department, we're going to add animal science. That's going to be a Lincoln Land class. That's going to be a dual credit class. That'll be a level 3 class. We are changing our SAE, right, the supervised agricultural experience, kind of a school to work, but ag-centric. We're going to make 2 levels of that, a level 2 and a level 3. That way, if a student takes it their junior year, they can continue on into that their senior year and have a little bit higher level. We're going to offer theater as a club. Gauge interest on that, and then again look further in the future of, is that something we want to offer as a potential class down the road, gauging obviously the interest level in it. Our English department, we're going to add speech 2. That's going to be an important additional class for those students who are taking speech. Accounting 2 is still going to be offered, but it's not going to be a dual credit class as well. We're going to change Algebra 3 to what's called transitional math. That is a state requirement. Again, that's an ESSA requirement. That's an Illinois State Board of Education requirement that we have to. We'll provide a little bit more information on what that is, but essentially it will be a math class that some students have to take to ensure that they don't have to take the placement test when they go to college. And we'll provide more on that of which students need that and don't need that. Of course, we're going to have now a whole Tommy TV curriculum that I think we're all very excited about.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. We're going to add principles of engineering. We're going to add school to work. So there's going to be an opportunity for students, and that won't be ag-centric. That will be kind of an office-centric one where students want to, apply for office positions, and we're working with local businesses to see what we can work out to see if there's good placement opportunities, and there may be even a possibility to work within our schools. I.e., perhaps we could pair with the grade school, with the junior high, and someone could go down there and help perform some office duties for the secretaries down there, just to help with paperwork and things like that.
And I could add, if I could add to that, just other industry type positions that we have in Taylorville to give students a job, but also give them that work experience that they're going to need as they go on further in life. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah.
Our science department is going to add earth and space science. That'll be a good semester class. We're going to create a botany first semester and then an ecology class second semester. Those are all welcome changes, I think. And then our social studies department has added quite a few interesting electives for kids that I think are going to be fun. The Supreme Court, that'll be an entire semester based on understanding how the Supreme Court works, the cases that are involved, the important cases that students should know. The space race and beyond, obviously talking about that important, pivotal part of history. And we're going to create an intro to social studies class for incoming freshmen, for that next class of freshmen. And that will be a required class for our freshmen to take. And then we're just going to change the name of a couple civics is going to take the place of government. It's no longer going to be called early American history. It'll be pre-colonialism to 1865. It'll be, American history will focus on 1865 to the 70s. And then modern American history will be 1980s to the present. And so, again, World History 1 will be ancient world history, and then World History 2 will be modern world history. So those are just some of the classes that we're going to offer for the upcoming year. And again, schedules will depend on our pick sheets and who signs up for what class and how it all fits into the master schedule.
And all that starts here in the next couple weeks. As
Yeah.
students get their pick sheets,
Yep.
it becomes a very busy
Yes.
time in the counseling
Yes.
offices and in student services for sure.
So obviously there are a lot of changes, a lot of differences on the
Absolutely.
way. What are the final comments, and what do you guys think? How do you guys think it's going to be?
I look forward to every change that we're making is to the benefit of students. Taylorville High School is a fantastic school. We got a tremendous faculty. We have great students. The changes that we are making are all in benefit of students for their futures and things that they're going to go into. Obviously, the hot topic now is the change in no front row, that kind of thing. But I want everyone to realize that we are super proud of all of our seniors and their accomplishments. Graduation ceremony is a time to celebrate the entire class, and we are going to recognize those individuals who have devoted hard work, time, and energy to their academic pursuits. So we are going to, obviously they'll be with their class alphabetically, still going to acknowledge them in the program and individually, allowing them to stand and be recognized for their accomplishments.
Do you have any final words, Mr. Johnson?
Change is always scary, but if we don't implement any change ever, then we'll do the same thing forever, and there's no innovation, there's no growth as people, as an institution, as schools. And I think that all of the changes that we're trying to implement are going to be really positive for the student body.
I would agree.
Thank you both very much for joining me today.
Thank you, Mom.
I know a lot of times it feels like there's a disconnect between students and administration. So having this opportunity to be filled in on everything and know the reasons why, I think it really helps out.
Well, now that we have Tommy TV, we can maybe do a
Absolutely.
weekly segment on what's going on at Taylorville High School. That'd be very nice. So, thank you so much,
Yeah,
Molly.
thank you for
Appreciate it.
joining
Yes,
us.
thank you.